the hardest experience I'd ever gone through. I literally was rejected by every single person, thousands of rejections.
Who needed convincing? What did you need to do?
When I talk to governments, oh, we don't like sports. When I talk to investors, Asians don't like sports. Employees, I would give an offer, they would say yes, and then they would talk to their parents that same day, and then they would come back and say, sorry, I can't join because there's no such thing as sports in Asia.
Failure after failure after failure, rejection after rejection after rejection. Chatri, you're stupid. Chatri, you're crazy. Chatri, you'll never succeed.
So the first 3 years was literally like losing tons of money, my own money and my friends' money. At the end of the third year, I called my mom and I was literally gonna quit.
How close do you think you were to actually quitting?
No, that day, if my mom had used the wrong words with me, I think I would have quit.
Really?
But a mom knows best. It was a very short call. She said, Chatri, why don't you just quit then? And then after that, we hung up and I started thinking about, why don't I just quit? And then I just go back to the original plan of why did I even start this company?
And then just my fire just raged huge. There's no way I'm gonna quit. Really? This is my greatest passion in life. What is my mom talking about?
Being intrinsic, listening to your soul, listening to your heart, not what your mom tells you, not what your dad, not what your husband, not what your boyfriend, not what your girlfriend, not what your wife tells you, not what society tells you to do. But you do it because you genuinely believe that's what you want to do and that's how you want to express your soul. That's what you want to do with your life. At the end of the day, we all leave this beautiful earth. What do you want to do with your life?
I don't care if everyone tells me it's impossible. I don't care if the world shuts me down. You know, one championship is not a startup to me. This is my life.
So how did you turn it around?
As Charles Darwin said it best, it's not the strongest or the smartest that survive. It's the species that adapts to change the most efficiently.
Facebook, unbeknownst to me, decided to make a big bet on Asia. Suddenly, the window to the world became this, all over the world. We're gonna bet the farm on Facebook. We started putting videos on Facebook and went viral. And our fan base exploded around the world.
And then literally our video views in 2014 went from 300,000 for the whole year to 5 billion.
Wow.
In the next few years.
300,000 to 5 billion.
I would take the stats and go to the TV broadcasters and go, hey, Mr. Broadcaster, take a look. The content is flying. They were like, okay, well, we'll give you a shot on TV. Our numbers exploded on TV as well.
And the success on TV attracts more investors.
Blue chip institutional investors like Sequoia Capital, Guggenheim, like Qatar Investment Authority, like Temasek. These are like the very best and smartest investors in the world.
In 2015, to address the issue of weight cutting, one implements hydration tests.
They check your hydration levels.
They check your hydration levels, yep.
He's smart. It's the right way to do it. We should have done it a long time ago in the UFC.
In 2016, a 19-year-old Angela Lee becomes champion in the first women world title fight.
Angela, Tristan sister,
A year later, Juan puts on the first submission grappling fight, followed in 2018 by the first Muay Thai and kickboxing fights. The same year, Juan makes a historical trade with the UFC to get one of the greatest fighters of all time, Demetrius Johnson. To the general surprise, he ends up getting knocked out for the first time in his career against Adriano Moraes. And then there's one more deal that opened the gate to the American market.
And you signed a deal with Amazon recently.
It's the most important deal in the history of the company.
We're now Asia's largest billion-dollar global sports property. When I look at where we are as a business and where I want to go, we're still just scratching the surface.
But despite the success of Juan, there's still one thing that Chatri couldn't make peace with.
I hadn't seen my father in decades, ever since he left. I don't know, I wanted to find out why did he abandon the family. I had a lot of questions and I held on to a lot of anger for many, many years. I went to go search for him. And I found him, he was dirt poor and he was old and frail. We went out to dinner, it was awkward. But I asked him, why did you throw us away? My father was a very proud Asian man, and the fact that he couldn't put food on the table for his own wife and kids killed him. Just wrecked him inside. And that it was just much easier to escape everything. When I was a kid, thinking to myself, like, hey, he threw us away. But in actuality, he was going through his own demons, if you will, of not being able to provide. I remember feeling sadness for him, and I also really felt deep empathy.
Did you forgive him?
I did come to a deeper understanding and I forgave him. But the saddest part was I thought we had time. But actually we didn't. He ended up getting a stroke and eventually passed away. At his funeral, I gave the eulogy. We cremated him because he's Buddhist. We cremated him. And so when I was reflecting on the flight back home after my father's funeral, tried to take everything that bad happened and I tried to take all the beautiful lessons. So I said, Dad, and I was, speaking to him, because of what you did, I have fire in my belly. Because of that, I have gratitude. Because of that, I have a warrior spirit. Because of that, I have confidence in myself.